Libra Venus, this is your monthly love and relationship tarot for the month of February 2026, or whenever you see it. Stuck in the past, let go of your ex completely so you can truly welcome new love into your life. Okay, is this going to be an ex reading? We'll see. We'll see. So, how are you showing up in love and relationships right now? Libra Venus. Oh, goodness. Okay, we got a lot here. So we've got the Ten of Swords, not letting something die. This is an X reading. Page of Page of Pentacles reversed. Feel that you have nothing to offer. King of Swords. Now that's kind of your card. And then the Hermit, which is a lot of introspection and isolation. Okay, let's keep it pushing. The X. Let's just get into what the fuck happened with them so that we can help you to move on, because I don't feel like reading on a current partner, if you have one, is going to be resolving this issue. So the ex, how did they show up to your previous relationship? Queen of Pentacles, they were focused on their money and business. They were very pragmatic. We also had the Five of Swords reversed. They weren't willing to go too far to do anything. Knight of Wands, they were very passionate, probably a good sex life. And then we have the Four of Swords reversed. They were a little bit more passive in their action towards you. So that's interesting to couple that with the Knight of Wands. So this is more like this could even be the relationship just went on ice. Okay, so basically their character, their qualities, they were very fair in their dealings with you. It was nothing too much. They weren't going to especially with the way the relationship ended, I feel like they weren't like going to take everything from you and leave you with nothing. They were very fair and reasonable in how they ended things, but even just in their overall dealings with you. And they were also financially independent. They were financially independent. They were whole unto themselves. Very earthy, very sensual, pragmatic, supportive. Okay, so what was the issue? What broke y'all up? Expecting heartbreak before it began, so avoidance with the Four of Cups. High Priestess. Secrets coming out that led to a Tower. Did you do something here? Did you do something? Did you communicate Eight of Wands with somebody you shouldn't have been communicating with? Oh boy, let's see. Maybe not. Let's see. Anyway, it came crashing down because there was a secret that was revealed. Something that was previously kept hidden about expecting heartbreak before it began. And it was like an emotionally disturbed party here. Was already expecting this person to leave. I'm just gonna say it's you, okay? You already expected them to leave because you were like, I'm not good enough for them, I don't deserve them, and so I'm already expecting that they're gonna break up with me, so I'm just gonna, go outside of the relationship or whatever. The Magician, duplicity. Because of weakness, strength reverse. Okay. So, what did you really want out of the relationship? Queen of Wands. I mean, that's a sex card for sure. It's also feeling loved, feeling adored, being placed on a pedestal or placing them on a pedestal, having someone very attractive, beautiful, special, charismatic. We also have the Seven of Cups reversed. No illusions or delusions. Want a clear and concise certainty. And I mean, I can see how somewhere you got in a place of uncertainty with this person, probably because of your own feelings of inadequacy here, where you feel like it's you don't want to let it go, and you don't have anything to offer, and you're not wanting to come out of your shell here, which is unusual for Libra energy. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. So that's the toxic trauma bond. That's the person that feels like an outsider. That's like, I need someone to feel like they're on my level of being trash. Sorry, I just see the trash can there. I gotta say it. The Devil reversed. It's the scapegoat matter as well, of like, instead of bettering myself to meet this person where they're at, I'm just gonna make a situation where they have to break up with me because I don't feel strong enough to do it. Oh, shit. Well, what did they want out of the relationship? Maybe this can be revealing to you. Three of Wands. They wanted to hear from you. Wheel of Fortune. They wanted things to continue moving forward and to have progression. Seven of Wands. They wanted to have the upper ground and the higher ground. And the Ace of Pentacles. They wanted to continue getting new opportunities. I think that and again, they scapegoated you. Okay, this is interesting. It took a turn I didn't expect. So they actually enjoyed being better than you. They enjoyed having the higher ground over you. They enjoyed giving to you. They just wanted to continue to have that open dialogue and conversation so that things could move forward with the Wheel of Fortune. But that wasn't a bug in the relationship. That was a feature that you had your own struggles and maybe weren't as financially as stable and as pragmatic and responsible as they are, because you're coming up here as the King of Swords. The King of Swords, like any, queen or king here, is going to have their own qualities, like strong positive qualities. And a King of Swords is someone who is very intelligent. They're intellectual. They are interested in thinking creatively and thinking experimentally. And they have a analytical approach towards life, but they're also outside of the box in a certain way. That a queen is very earthy and about the business, and a King of Swords is about ideas and curiosity. Just noticing this little bird outside my window, searching for what is buried and hidden. Okay. So, what did you fear most in this relationship? Queen of Cups. That's sensitivity and open emotional communication. So you're emotionally closed off. The Moon, secrecy, fear in itself in general, uncertainty for sure. And then two of Wands, making plans. Because being emotionally available and open and vulnerable is what was required to be able to make plans with this person, because they wanted a dialogue in order to move things forward, and you weren't willing to do that because you felt inadequate you felt like, okay, you tell me, but did you feel that emotionally in some ways you were broken and that was a part of yourself that you had to hide from them? Oh, childhood trauma here with the Six of Cups reversed. Okay. What were their greatest fears in the relationship? Seven of Wands reversed. Seven of Swords reversed. No plan of action. Queen of Swords reversed. Hypercriticism. And the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Wasting their time. Wasting their time. They did enjoy giving to you, whether that was through teaching, guidance, support, encouragement. But they also felt that the way things were going, there was no strategy or plan at play, and things were kind of, I can't even think of the word, like foolish. I can't even think of the word. Maybe it'll come to me later. Just, I can't do it. Damn it. Come to me, please. But anyway, what you need to know about this is that they were afraid of being too harsh and critical on you and having to they didn't want to be that person that's saying, you're doing this wrong, you're not doing enough, and nitpick and criticize everything that you were doing. But at the same time, because things weren't being done productively and in a manner that was leading towards smart movement and calculated movement towards shared goals, they felt like they were wasting their time. But they didn't want to lord over you. They really, yeah. And I mean, who does in a relationship? I think people that do want that, they have their own problems and drama, but that's not an attraction point to be someone's parent. How did you see them? How did you see your ex? Judgment. They were the one. Oh, yeah. I knew that was going to fucking come out in some way, shape, or form. That they were the one. They were perfect to you. Ace of Wands. You're very attracted to them sexually, but also that they were very inspiring towards you. They always had new ideas. 10 of Wands. They worked really hard and were very stable. They had goals, they had purpose, and they were well on their way to achieving a lot in their life. How did they see you? How did they see you? Tap into this Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups reversed, jealous, insecure, emotionally uncommunicative and closed off. Also the King of Pentacles, though, a lot of potential there. That's very interesting. This person idealized you in a way because although you had those negatives of the King of Cups reverse, they also saw that you could be their counterpart, the king to their queen. Gender doesn't matter, but the counterpart, right? So where they're a financial supporter and pragmatist and have their business for themselves taken care of where they're not a dependent, they also want to see someone with the creative and intellectual faculties to come up with a crazy, amazing, new and pragmatic and sustainable even business or business plan. Yeah, just like a way of being. That's going. Okay. Whenever I get into their energy, it's very like, I can't find the words. And I am second guessing myself and I'm going off over here when I should be focused. And I think that they spent a lot of time idealizing you into someone you weren't. And that's how they probably got in the relationship with you in the first place. 8 of Cups. They're also looking for a project person. The Hangman reverse. They weren't willing to be introspective about their own qualities and what they really wanted out of a person, nor towards you. So I think that while you obviously saw all of their good qualities, they were seeing something in you where you weren't quite there yet. And therefore, y'all couldn't really grow together because they were idealizing you into this person that you are not yet. And they were too great of a level for you to feel like you could reasonably rise to. Therefore, you self-destructed their relationship. I mean, these readings, like, it's hard to hear because this person was a really good catch for you, but it did harm you. First of all, we got the stuck in the past card where you're like, am I ever going to get that quality of person again? And I'm here to tell you no. You need someone that's on your level so that you can grow together. You weren't able to grow with this person because the difference in where you were in your life was too great. You find someone that's on your level so that you can grow together, so that then you and this person will be where this person was. Okay? So no, but yes is really the answer to that question of will you ever find another person like that again? You've got to do some level of introspection. And I think you already have here with the Hermit. So you've done it, right? Okay. So you've introspected about yourself and said, I self destructed this relationship because I didn't feel like I was able to meet their level of mastery and pragmatism, hard work, and effort, and you know, even like they're not petty and they're not jealous, and they like are very accepting and very warm, and they are very passionate towards people and towards taking action. And those are all things that I think at this point you would like to incorporate into yourself, but it's going to take some level of effort and work and time, and that's fair and fine. But they were already, it was more an aspirational, like a student teacher relationship than a partnership of let's grow together by mirroring each other. You couldn't really mirror them, and they couldn't mirror you. So there was no growth potential for you both. It was more of a project thing. And that's not to diminish you at all. Like, you are willing to introspect and think about how this all came about and what role you played in it. And most people never get to that place. And so that's very positive. But I think going forward, when you're looking for your next partner, you're going to be looking for someone that is a project as you are a project, someone that needs some level of growth and may have their own issues, but that you feel that spark with them because you were right to acknowledge the judgment here of that they were the one. That's the spark that I always tell people to kind of look for, and know that, you know, this once in a lifetime person will be you and your person in future, but you've got to grow together. You cannot just jump into something, and it's like being hired on for a job that you don't have any training or experience for. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, fuck. I mean, it's a really good job. I don't want to lose it. I'm making a lot of money, but like, I absolutely don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And now it's causing all kinds of problems. Well, it's because you didn't grow into it. If you had, then you would know all those things that you need to be really successful in it. All right. So where are we at here? We already saw how they saw you. Okay, so what do you need to look for in your next partner? Let's just switch this up a little bit. What do you need to look for in your next partner to be successful in growing with them? Magician reversed and Emperor reversed. Fuck, okay. Two of Swords reversed. I think it's going to be a choice. It's not going to be a well thought out choice. It's going to kind of just click and you're going to end up there. And I think instead of looking for this, you're going to find out about this with your next person if you're open to dating. And that is that they are going to have some issues around independence and feeling autonomous, where they may be a little lazy. They may be a little slow to take action on the things that they care about. They may not be so totally honest with themselves or with others. So there's a level of insecurity and therefore protection. So this is basically telling you that the next person that you end up with and you feel that spark with them, if they have these qualities, then you know you're on the right track. So no, they're not going to measure up to your ex yet, but they have the potential. You didn't measure up to your ex yet, but you have the potential. So you'll know you're on the right track when you find someone that has those qualities of being a little bit of a non-starter and feeling insecure about themselves and not willing to take a lot of risks or take a lot of action for themselves quite yet. And that's something that you can inspire them on. Knight of Pentacles reversed in the Sun. It's going to take just being willing to not focus so much on practical progress and the money side of everything, the pragmatic side of everything. Like, I want to, buy a house and have kids and, proceed in my career. It's going to be more like, let's just enjoy our time together in a very simple way. A 10 of Pentacles at the base. So that's going to be what you're looking for to kind of jumpstart things off with this next person, is let's just be a little self-indulgent, not to the detriment of all of our stability, but it's not going to be like, is this person marriage potential? It's going to be like, do I have fun with this person? Okay, so okay, what are you learning in this whole situation with regarding this ex that you had and then moving forward to someone that's more on your level? Ace of Cups, opening your heart up to new love, having hope that there is new love out there for you, and it may not look like this, but it'll be better in the long run. The Star reversed. Yeah, that's the hopelessness. But it's also like the pedestal too. Like this person, you put this person on a pedestal, and yeah, they deserved it, right? Fine. But that's no way to have a healthy back and forth, mutually caring relationship, because then the shoe's never on the other foot. You could not carry this person when they needed you. And likewise, they weren't holding you to a high enough standard from the jump because they were idealizing you. You've got to have someone that is on your level to do that. So you're releasing the idea that someone has to be this magnificent, perfect partner and that somehow that's going to work. You are imperfect. They were too, of course, because they were idealizing you, and that was not a good idea. But the person that you're with should definitely have faults and problems from where you're standing. The person that's watching this reading, you have your own issues, you have your own problems. I know you know this. It's okay. You should expect to see those faults and issues in a partner too. That's how you know you're on the right level. And it doesn't have to be a toxic thing or we bring each other down. It's a mutual acknowledgement that we're on the same level, and therefore we can continue to build each other up in a reciprocal way. The World, you're nearly at completion with this matter. You're figuring this out. And I expect you to have someone like this click with you pretty soon. So what are you releasing? Because we're not going to focus on the ex. It doesn't matter what they're doing. I'm not going to permit you to go too deeply into their own journey moving forward because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I know. And like, as I say that, but I want to know that's not helpful to you at all. It is harmful. You wanted this for yourself and you can have it, but you're not going to have it through this person, period. What are you releasing? What do you need to release in order to move forward? Eight of Swords reversed. It's a long journey, but you're getting yourself out of it. This is self-imposed restrictions and things like that. And you're releasing the acceptance that it's going to take time for you to move forward. You're also releasing making a snap decision. Okay. With the Hangman reverse. Okay, so it could take some more time to gain a new perspective on your ex, and this reading could be a step in that direction. But new love is there ready for you, right on the table with the World and everything. Like it could come in at any moment. But you got to let go of this dream that was never meant to be. And that's part of the radical acceptance of just accepting that you could not and would never be able to catch up to them where they were in their development, and that's okay. It does not make you, a failure or anything like that. It's just a fundamental mismatch. It's like, okay, I'm going to date, I really want to date Keanu Reeves, right? He's rich, he's famous, he's the most giving, compassionate person in the world. Well, actually, I'm kind of lazy and I'm kind of selfish and I don't have all my shit together. So does that mean I'm a piece of shit? No, but that does mean that I ain't on his level. I hope that makes sense. So let's get a clarifying love situations for you. Capricious. Children are involved or someone is being immature. Empathetic bridges. Embrace healing by being kind, balancing life's contrasted forces. Crossing over, bridge the gap between your hearts with trust. Love's disguise. Beyond superficial looks and see who they really are. Go beyond superficial looks and see who they really are. Okay, so this is like... This was an immature phase of your relationship where you didn't have the full understanding or knowledge of who you were and what you brought to the table, and that's fair and fine. Again, like I keep saying fair and fine in your reading, Libra. Um that's okay, but you need to know that that was an immature attitude towards relationships. Moving forward, embracing healing by being kind, balancing life's contrasting forces. Be kind to yourself, be kind to the ex, be kind to the new person coming in, where you can accept that they idealize you and that's why they even got themselves into this situation with you. If they were not idealizing you and they were being more realistic about what they had to offer, y'all would have never been together. Be kind to yourself by accepting that they were right to do that, and that's okay and does not diminish what you have to offer to a new person, but they need to be more on your level. And then be kind towards the new person because they are not going to be as perfect and measure up to this person. You're going to see that together you can grow together. That is the only way to have what you're actually looking for, which is the healthy relationship. What you had in the past, that was not healthy for you or for them. Crossing over, bridge the gap between your hearts with trust. You're going to have to give them some benefit of the doubt with faith. You're going to have to trust that you have the possibility to grow together. You're also going to be trustworthy. If you were duplicitous, I don't know if that was for everyone in this reading. If you're still watching and it wasn't you, thanks for your trust. Continue that forward. Like, hey, it doesn't have to be you, but like if you have something you're keeping close to your heart that is hurting you about the relationship and you're not sharing it, that is a very minimal but still duplicitous and untruthful action to be taken, to not be open and honest with your person. And so you want to have faith that the other person will continue to accept you and treat your heart kindly, even if you reveal something that is a little bit ugly or dark or something that you're not proud of about yourself. Love's disguise, go beyond superficial looks and see who they truly are. Now that goes back to that Queen of Wands. You've got to start to look beyond that beauty and that confidence and energy to see what really issues are here. And I think you could attract another beautiful person that has a lot of confidence again. But if they're lazy and they're a non-starter, you're going to need to see that so that you know who you're dealing with. Okay, let's get some advice for you. Let's get some advice for you from your angels and your guides and your loved ones on the other side. What do they want to tell Libra Venus? What do y'all want to tell Libra Venus to help them out right now? Listen to your body and do what it is asking of you. Trust yourself always. Trust others once they've earned it. Remember that it's okay to be happy. Really, it is. So listen to your body and do what it is asking of you. And I mean, we've got back here with the Hermit and stuff. And, it could be a good time for you to rest and relax and do more of the introspection rather than looking for that next new partner. I know Libras can have that the issue where it's like, I've got to find someone to make me whole. You're going to need time to process what you've been through, process what I've said. Maybe you've gotten through intuition or other readings or your own introspection, process what has happened and integrate any of those negative feelings that you have towards yourself, towards the way that this has failed, accept that they are real, accept that you feel them, accept that you're in a place right now where you feel inadequate and that you fumbled the bag. It's important to reckon with the reality before we can move forward. Trust yourself always, trust others once they've earned it. Now, this is maybe bringing up if there was a duplicity on the other side or with the new person. Okay. Because there's really a strong energy with people being a little bit sneaky, just all through the reading. When it says trust yourself always, that comes down to trust that whether they're trustworthy or not, you will have the instinct and intuition to know how to handle situations as they arise. Trust others once they've earned it. So it's going to take time for you to see who they really are beyond the superficial veil. And we did get the Love's Disguise card as well. And yeah, I mean, don't jump into love too quickly. I think if you're having fun, remember that it's okay to be happy. Really, it is. If you're having fun with this person, that's good. That's a good sign, and that's totally fine. But it doesn't mean like, let's move in together right away because I'm having fun with you, therefore you're the one, or I felt the click, therefore you're the one. And take things a little bit more slowly, and let that understanding and knowledge of each other build to see where their faults and issues are, for them to see yours as well, and see, is this a workable thing where we meet each other halfway, and it can be a partnership where I have strengths over here where I'm more analytical, and speaking as you, you're more analytical, you're very smart and have good critical thinking skills, and they might be more pragmatic or sensual, or maybe they're more inspired and they always want to get out and do something, whereas you're more likely to be introverted, so they're pulling you out of your shell or something of that nature. Yeah, and it's okay to be happy for right now and just enjoy maybe the superficial things in life. Just enjoy your time together without having to make big plans right away. You're going to need to see if what their faults are, because they should have some, what those things are, and if they're workable in a longer term partnership, if they're willing to work on themselves and to have dialogues about where are the ways that I can meet you halfway or build up to being a better person. So hopefully that was helpful to you. If you like that, I don't think I said, but my name is Podkane, and I've been reading for like 10 years. And if you like that, I have rising sign readings that are for the full month, that are on the whole life, not just your relationships. And you can check those out now. They're already posted. I'm also going to do a year ahead posting for sun signs sometime soon. And what else did I want to say? I mean, right now with Saturn-Neptune conjunction and all these big planets changing sign, it's a really important time astrologically, probably one of the craziest times humanity has seen in recent memory, if ever. And all that means is there's nothing that you have to do, but there is something that you should be thinking and changing about the way that you think, that can sow the seeds to be harvested for years and years to come, even for the rest of your life. And that is change the way that you think, change your perspective on things. Make sure that you are thinking cleanly about the world and tune out anything that's causing you more harm than good. But also be very realistic with yourself and be honest with yourself. Hopefully that helps. I'm like remembering that right at the last second, like, wait, I can't forget this. Yeah. So I hope you have a good month. And until I see you next time, bye.